Hello and welcome. St. Patrick's Day is just around the corner, and I thought it would be fun to make a card that showed that famous green tinted beer. So we need to have one beer mug facing each direction, so we're going to do another demonstration of how to make a reverse image of your stamp. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a scrap of Gable green cardstock and set that aside for a second, and this time we're going to use some scrap rubber. You know, every time that you get a new stamp set, there's all this extra rubber left over. And these areas, these larger areas, work really nice to help you make a reverse image. So I was really lucky to get a large piece of rubber when I bought Petal Pizzazz, and that's the one that I'm going to use. So taking my beer mug stamp and Versamark ink, I'm going to ink up that stamp, hold it on the rubber. I'm not pressing hard, just pressing gently, giving it time to transfer, lifting straight up. Now I'm going to take my Gable green cardstock and just lay it over that image and press and rub. I want to get a good transfer of that Versamark onto my cardstock. And carefully lift it up. Now I'm going to bring in my black embossing powder. And there it is. Looks like I missed a little bit of the top. Now you heat set that with the heat tool, and when that's finished, you have an image like this. And I went ahead and I stamped and embossed a second one going the regular direction. Now, the easiest way that I've found to trim out these handles is with our horizontal slot punch. And I turn that around and just line it up in there so that it's close but not quite touching. One. The second punch is just a little sliver, and that cuts out the handle. And you do the same thing on this one, and then you take your paper snips and trim these two out. And when you've done that, you have 1, 2. Okay, now let's take a piece of 8.5. It's 8.5 this way by 5.5 cardstock, scored and folded. And now this is one of the stamps from our little tiny tag stamp set that's in the Occasions Mini. This is the Clearmount stamp, and I've got it on a B-size block. And I'm going to use Green Galore Classic ink, and I'm going to make a border all the way around the front of my card. I'm going to put the stamp, I'm going to alternate it back and forth so that I get a nice pretty border, and I'm going to go around all 4 sides and just continue like that until my card is finished. And now it looks like this. And now I have a piece of Whisper White that is 3.5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. And again, from our Occasions Mini, I took our Go Green stamp and I stamped that in black. And now going back to this little stamp from the tiny tags, again in the Green Galore ink, I'm going to do the same thing. Stamp it, rotate my cardstock, stamp it again, and keep going. And this time I'm only going to go along the 2 edges. And when that's finished, it looks like that. Now we're finished with this ink. So what I want to do now is to take my snail adhesive and mount this, centering it just like so. And I want to take another scrap of the Green Galore cardstock and our wide oval punch, and I need to make an oval. So I'm just going to punch that out. And I'm going to set that aside for a second, and I'm going to take these two beer mugs and I'm going to attach them to the oval. Let's have a jaunty little angle. There's one. And there's the second one. Now let's raise this up on some dimensionals. So I'm going to take two, I'm going to put one there and one there, and then I'm going to peel the backing. And this will go right like that. And there's our St. Patrick's Day card. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching.